Hey, welcome back to the Primetime Power Show. What you need to know, I got a special guest in the studio, Jake the Shark. Let me tell you about this shark. It made me think I'm going swimming in Camden, New Jersey in an aquarium. But I got the shark here. The shark's the man. Listen, Shark is a city worker. Also, he worked for the city of Philadelphia. He's a fine guy. But he also wrote a children's book and got music out there. And he's your everyday guy that you least suspect. This guy wrote music, and he does it all, and he wants to follow his dream. So I got the Shark in the house today. And Shark, talk to me. I heard that your son was doing some music, and you molded him and bringing him out. Talk to me about it. What's going on?
Hey, what's going on, Earthquake? My name's Chase the Shark, entrepreneur. I guess you can call it author.
Okay.
Musician.
I like what
clothing
you do.
Designer.
Hello, let me see.
A little bit of everything.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. So right now I have a new single out with my son, Third Eye Jew. It's called Have My Way. It's on all streaming sites, iTunes, Apple Music, my mixtapes.
Okay.
You name it, it's on there. Jay-Z's title, it's on everything.
What?
Yes.
Let's go back to the Jay-Z thing. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about Made in America. No, let's talk about so what made y'all come up with that concept? Why that particular title of the song?
Basically, it's like a introduction to him in the music business. So he's just basically like warning him, okay, I'm gonna have my way with this business.
Okay.
And he's my son, and of course I have his back 100%. I figured, what better way? When I was his age, I really didn't have anybody to back me up as far as music. So I figured I'd make it a little bit easier for him. Gave him all the studio equipment he needed.
Okay.
Anything he needs or whatever, promoting him. We just dropped 4 commercials within the span of a week and a half.
Wow.
20,000 streams on SoundCloud within 2 weeks. So we're making a few waves right now.
I see that 20,000 streams. Wow. So, and those commercials you just dropped, we like to have some of them drops on the Primetime Power Show, by the way. I just want to throw that out there. Just want to let you know, Shark. That's something. I'm just throwing it out there. That's my man.
No problem.
Okay.
No problem.
All right.
Okay. So it's hard when you got your son in the same business you got. I know y'all had your ups and downs and disagreements and stuff like that. How do you work it out? Because you might say, I'm not feeling this, and he'll say, I'm feeling this, Dad, I want to feel this. How do you work it out?
Just understanding. It's 2 different generations or whatever, and you just got to always, that's my son, and, just like a father, like you got to kind of put yourself in their shoes. Just like the man next to you, put yourself in their shoes. And you come to some kind of like middle ground agreement.
Now, he's like you said, that many thousands, people listening to him and stuff like that. What's the next step? What else is coming? I mean, because I feel is he going to perform at Made in America? Have you talked to Jay-Z? Have you talked to Meek Mills? Who have you talked to?
We talked to quite a few people. He has a show coming up on the 23rd of this month.
Okay.
So we're definitely making, and we're working on a second single right now as we speak, and a video will follow that.
So he has, again, we talked about a lot of listeners and stuff like that. All listeners, white, black, Asian, whatever it may be, he got them all?
Everything.
What?
Yeah, and surprisingly, it's no curse words in the song. So.
I asked you that earlier, so okay, I like that. No curse words, huh?
Right.
Well, we're going to hear that shortly, and I want to hear, I'm going to hear it shortly, you can believe that. But listen, I just like what you're doing and being the father that you are. And, now, did you raise him by yourself?
No.
Your son? Okay.
No.
How do you tackle the family life with the mother, you and him, and his business wise? How does the mom take this, by the way?
She's there, but it's nothing like having somebody that has been in his shoes before and could kind of understand, like, okay, this is what it takes to be an independent artist. This is what it takes to put out a record. Back in the day, I would have to go to Jersey and carry the records back, the best way I could. Nowadays, you could just upload it. So it's definitely a different time.
And you loving it, So how many fans do you have, Shark? I'm your number one fan because I got this Shark hoodie on. It was cold one winter. I said,
is it because you got it for free?
I'm not going to answer that question.
Basically.
Is that a disclaimer question?
I know this is a thing with you, but that's okay. Go ahead. Proceed with your interview.
But my thing is, if it's free, it's for me.
Okay. Yeah.
Did you look out for everybody else?
Yeah.
You wasn't thought of
It don't
now,
matter.
Now repeat what you said. If it's free, it's for who?
me.
There you go. Singular. See that, Christina? You gotta catch those things.
I know.
Hey, go ahead. Proceed, sir. I'm sorry. Pardon the interruption.
Okay. So And it was a cold winter, and I told Shark it was cold. Was it cold that winter, Shark? Was it?
Yes,
I mean, we had snow detail. I said, Shark, you gotta bring one of them hoodies in, man. It's cold out here, man.
It is a nice hoodie.
You know, and how's the children's book coming along?
It's going along pretty good. You know, it's actually it was 2 children's books that I published, self-published.
We didn't get that other one yet, but go ahead.
And that pretty much sparked the clothing line. You know, I just decided one day, okay, I'm gonna do one hoodie, and then the next thing you know, I had all these sales.
Wow.
And I also had my own sneakers out at the time, and I went into a sneaker store at 28th and Girard, Young Sneaker City, and talked to my good friend Lee there, and asked him, you know, okay, what do you think about these sneakers? And he said, well, the price mark is kind of high. I got them directly from Italy.
Okay.
So he started carrying my T-shirts, and he just couldn't get enough of them. So
he want to carry the sneaks.
Nah, but he definitely carried the T-shirts and got them in
that
a couple
works.
other sneaker stores. So that sometimes in life, you know, one thing just leads to another.
Yes.
And you just got to be, grateful.
So is it possible that you can get an artist that's a real, I mean, not saying your son's not established, like a person like a Jay-Z, somebody to wear those sneaks for one day, you think they will pop?
As far as my T-shirts, I've definitely had a lot of people.
I've seen it. I've seen it on social media. Yep.
Yeah, wearing my clothing line. As far as like a lot of artists that Jay-Z had, Oskino, Sparks definitely, and then Sparks ended up starting his own clothing line, and I helped him out with that.
Wow.
So basically, like I said, one thing just kind of leads to another. Sparks wore it on the BET Awards during the Cypher, which had 7 million views on it.
Whoa.
Yeah, that people were watching it around the world. And Oskino dropped the video and wore my T-shirt in there, North Philly, Chase the Shark shirt, and that had 1 million views.
Wow.
His Panda video.
So do you get calls from producers or sponsors? Do you get calls from these people? Like they seen your product, it's like, who is this masked man? We want to find out who this guy is because it's out there. What artist would you love to wear your gear? I know we talked about the other one. What artist would you like to have wear your gear? That really push it out there, even at the award shows, BET Awards, whatever it may be. What artist? Do you have an artist in mind, or you just take it slow?
Not really. I mean, I've had New Balance reach out to me, you know, and they question, ask people about me, you know, what's going on, like, you know, how is he selling all these shirts or whatever
Without us, right?
right, and basically like the sneaker stores were selling them alongside like New Balance, and then the other 2 sneaker stores, every time they dropped a Nike, before the Nike would come out, they'd call me down to the store, like the store was on fire, come match up a shirt with this particular Nike or whatever, and I would do that, and like 3 days later they'd be calling me back for a reorder. So
wow.
Yeah.
So do you still have the sneaks, or you have to pre-order them for somebody that want a pair?
They would have to be pre-ordered, and I'm in production with some other sneakers right now.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
What is the there's a TV show that go on where they support new entrepreneurs and they support
Shark Tank.
Yeah. So have you ever thought about applying to be on there? I mean that.
Yes.
Good job.
What's the criteria though?
I reached out to them at one point. I don't know, it was a while ago, and basically like they had to, you submit your idea, and if they think it's a viable idea, then they'll call you.
So
that's basically like, I mean, the story of my life, submitting stuff. I've been doing that since I was a kid.
Good job.
You know, everybody like from Oprah or whatever, like I sent her the children's book, sent her to Disney.
Did you get a response from her?
Well, most people, when you do that, there's a copyright clause. So they don't, like Disney will send the book back and they'll say, well, we don't really even want to look at it because if they happen to come out with something like everybody has this Baby Shark now. So they wouldn't want nobody to say, okay, well, my books have been out for a couple of years now.
Okay.
And I could prove that because I have the copyrights on it. So they wouldn't want to get sued later on, which is, and now that just brings up to what me and Mr. May were talking about earlier. It's basically all about independence.
Okay.
You know, and then that's the approach that I've taken with the music with my son, just showing him. I have a background in sampling music from the early 90s. Most of the records that I was making back in the day, they were sample music, but now it's like no samples. This way, it's 100% of the publishing. My son get 50% of the publishing. I produce the music, so I get 50% of the publishing.
Okay.
We're keeping it
Keep
in
it
the family.
Yeah.
That's a legacy right there. And I also have, I got my stepson. He's next up.
Okay.
I have a young man I consider like a nephew. I raised him. He was my foster son.
Okay.
He's rapping, and he'll probably be the one. I'm just going. It's
The
a whole
offspring there.
It's a family affair.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
I'm all about the family.
Definitely.
What, Kevin Hart? You ever reach out to him? He likes doing everything.
We've talked. I mean,
Okay.
I knew him before he was big. He
Used to play pool with him at the pool hall.
No, he used to actually be the lifeguard at the pool at Belfield Playground.
What?
Which is where I grew up. I grew up on Collins Street, Collins and Woodstock. I lived at the corner.
Okay.
And a couple feet away, that's where he used to be the lifeguard. And me and Aaron McKee up there.
Yeah.
From the Sixers, we used to play basketball together.
So you got a little. So you can.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Oh, the Shark ain't by itself. Okay, Shark been hanging with the big boys.
No longer a baby shark.
No longer a baby shark. So what's next for your son? But before we do that, I'm just curious about your song. Reverend May, why don't we just pop that in? Let's see how the song sound. I want to hear the song because, it's popping in my ear right now, and I don't even know what the song is. Let's hear it.
Chase the shark on the track.
I'm really about to turn up. This is just a warm up. I just wanna warn ya. I'm about to have my way. I'm really about to turn up. This is just a warm up. I just wanna warn ya. I'm about to have my way. Y'all was sleeping on me way too long. Y'all was sleeping on me way too strong. Had to tell you wake up and move on. I just wanted you to play a new song. Now I got the whole world feeling me. It's crazy you were just asleep. Is it my bars or it's just the beat? I don't know, sound like the mix to me. But I don't care, just hit repeat. Man, I swear you too sick for me. The way he spit seems to get to me. I think you wrote the song just for me. My voice alone make him lust for me. Killing beats ain't much for me. Halfway don't cut for me. Most of it ain't enough for me. I'm really about to turn up. This is just a warm up. I just wanna warn ya. I'm about to have my way. I'm really about to turn up. This is just a warm up. I just wanna warn ya. I'm about to have my way. When I'm in a booth, I feel alive. Don't lie, I know you.
How long's the song? About 5 minutes?
4 minutes.
4 minutes.
Which is the average length of a song.
Okay, so he about to have as well. Okay,
Let me ask a question real quick. Talk about the process of being a producer. What's your method? How do you go about it? I know different producers have different ways of going through the process. Talk about when you and your son first collaborated. How do you start it from the beginning stage towards the end? Explain the process.
Lately, like I used to use a Akai a lot, and I just go back and forth because I'm like an equipment junkie.
Yeah.
So right now, currently I'm using Machine by Native Instruments. I go online and they have a website that's sort of like a separate entity of theirs called sounds.com. And I just download some sounds or whatever that I think might fit his voice or personality, and just take the loop or whatever and then add drums to it. And then I'm kind of like making like boom trap, like not even like rap or hip hop or just trap music. It's just like a new wave, like just trying to sound like different, not like everybody else.
Now, how have you adjusted? Because you know how the old school hip hop sound is compared to how it is today. How was you able to make that transition?
Just keeping my ear to the streets, like just because like if you're approaching 40 or 50 years old, that don't mean you have to be walking with a cane or a crutch. You kind of just still stay young.
Yeah, absolutely.
Keep your ear to the street.
Okay, keep your ears to the street.
You know,
okay.
and your heart face to the Lord. But yeah,
Okay, I
keep
like
your
that. I
ear to
like
the
that
street.
part right there. I like that part right there. Well, I'm just telling you, it's getting near that time, right? And but we're gonna take a pause for the calls because it's break time. Hey, welcome back to the Primetime Power Show. What you need to know, hey, we right on point here. We got the Shark in the studio. We're about to close out, but we want to get some final comments from him. How can we find your music? What do we do? How do we contact you? What do we do? Talk to me. What are you going to do when the Hawks to come for you? Talk to me.
Of course, you can reach me on social media, Instagram, @ChaseTheShark_1, Facebook, Wiley Griffin.
Okay.
Yeah, that's basically it.
And we can reach you and your son, basically.
Yeah, well, you can reach my son at Limitless Inc. because he's a tattoo artist too.
What?
Yeah, so and you can also reach him at Third Eye Jew on Instagram.
Third Eye Jew. Okay, what's the Third Eye Jew mean? What's the Third Eye mean, though?
Well, I named him Julian after I cut his umbilical cord.
Oh, cut the cord.
The third eye,
okay.
You know, like the mind.
Okay,
You know, always thinking.
Okay, third eye, huh? Okay, let this guy sort of rhythm with it. The third eye.
Don't look over it.
Okay, but it's just an honor and a pleasure every time we, have you. Just your third time on the Primetime Power Show, and like I said, I would love for you to advertise on our show. I'm giving it to you live right here because you got some favorite music. And listen, you watched us grow. Every year you watched us grow. So we're on a 200 something show right now. 234. Whoever thought we'd get
congrats.
234 shows, but we did it step by step. Thanks to our producer, because our producers, we bug him to death. Trust me, you can believe that, especially me. But we just, again, want to thank you, and we want to definitely have you back on, but we also like to offer you one of our premium package that we have. No, but we like to have you back on the show, the Primetime Power Show, my co-host.
He's serious.
See that? See what your mother said? I'm serious, and she got a valid point there.
So Chase, give us your contact information if anyone interested in the clothing line. You making a beat for them, producing, all the things that you're involved with. Give us the rundown so they be able to get in touch with you.
Like I said, Instagram, @ChaseTheShark_1, and if you want to email me, ChaseTheShark@gmail.com.
There ain't no hidden emails, is it?
No.
Okay, I just asked, in case you wanted. I don't know, just asked. She looked just like you too. That's your daughter, huh? So Shark, thank you very much for coming on the Primetime Power Show. What's your favorite show while you're on here live?
The Primetime Power Show. You already know.
Okay, you got it. He got it. He almost choked there because it's so popular. Thank you for coming on our show. My favorite line is peace.
Peace.